This demo will illustrate how the Arctic Wolf solution not only detects and responds to an example incident, but also how the supporting information is made available via the unified portal. To begin, the attacker is using Metasploit to generate a macro that can later become part of a Word document. The goal is to produce a file that appears totally harmless or even interesting. That will increase the odds that the file is delivered to the target and actually opened. Note the listening host. We will see that IP ending in 73 later in this demo. Once the document macro is generated and the listening host is set up, the exploit can be executed. Switching to the victim system, the malicious doc was delivered to our user, Melinda Ware, as an email attachment. Given the threat of collections, Melinda immediately opens what appears to be a harmless invoice. There is no indication of any issues. However, Arctic Wolf detects an issue with this Fileless Malware attack. Here in the unified portal, there are a list of recent tickets. In this case, we want to take a closer look at the ticket for a powersploit detection. Opening this urgent ticket will present the supporting details, as well as insights from the concierge security team. The very top highlights a brief description of the incident, including the name of the user and device, along with an IP address. In addition to a suspicious PowerShell command being run, there is evidence that a scheduled task was created, as well as signs of exfiltration. In this ticket, analyst notes indicate that Arctic Wolf contained the host per the customer-defined containment policy. Directly in the UI, we can pivot to the agent's view under telemetry management. Sorting the hostname column quickly confirms that this host is currently contained. By isolating the host from the network, Arctic Wolf is preventing lateral movement and further exfiltration of data while the investigation is ongoing. Looking back to the ticket provides a closer look at the actions taken on the victim system. In the command line details, we see that the exfiltration address is configured. It is the same 73 address used in the previous attacker setup and is useful information for the next step. There are also some key phrases worth noting. First, the attacker is using a file called dump creds along with Mimikatz and a scheduled task to collect login credentials from this machine through a PowerShell script. To continue the investigation, Data Explorer can be used to take a closer look at the indicators associated with the attack. Beginning with the IP address of the remote exfiltration server, we can search the last week to find related activity and a more complete picture of what happened. First, it appears that only one host IP has communicated with the external address. We can change the presented columns to learn even more. By viewing the log source and HTTP request method, we can look at firewall logs to capture specific get and put traffic. For example, this log is capturing the put or upload to the remote IP address. Here we can see the actual exfiltration of a text file containing the credentials. Data Explorer's Query Builder offers the flexibility to analyze telemetry from different angles. In this case, we will start with the client IP and look for any instances where Mimikatz was run from the command line. The returned Arctic Wolf agent logs confirm that we have only seen Mimikatz at a single date and time that correlates to the ticket. Like before, we can add a column. In this case, threat type tells us the tactics used by the command. To take it one step further, we can simply remove the rule for the client IP address and search for any and all instances of Mimikatz in the environment. No additional results are returned, assuring that there is only one impacted system. Finally, we can look back at the demo malware host to check for any suspicious logins. A query using the Windows event code for successful logins, with a rule to eliminate the system account, reveals if any other users have logged into this system. The only results returned are for Melinda, therefore no potentially compromised credentials have been used to log into this system. For this incident, Arctic Wolf detected the malicious PowerShell activity and provided context and insights around why it matters, how it was detected, and what actions were taken to prevent further damage. Beyond triage and response, Arctic Wolf partners with our customers to determine next steps, not only to address specific incidents, but also to increase resilience and improve overall security posture.